Every single human being has trauma, small or big. It doesn't have to be very big. Your DNA is passing on with all those traumas from one generation to another generation. Our parents have done the best they could with what they had. You need to be good as a mom. Technically, you need to be number one. Because if you're not good, your kids are not going to be good. Work on your fears, work on your ancestral fears, and start creating a life that you want.
Okay guys, this is a new location. We are upgrading. This is a luxury setting. We are in a building in Coral Gables where my guest resides, Johanna. I've been chasing Johanna for some time. She refused initially to participate, and then the stars aligned and we made this happen. I'm really excited. I wanted to do it in outside where there's sunshine, the swimming pool, but with lighting, the settings was a little bit complicated. So here we are with this beautiful frame behind. This is Johanna. Welcome to my podcast.
Thank you, Matteo.
Johanna, as you can probably hear when she's gonna start telling her story, she has an accent. She's from France. What part of France are you from, Johanna?
I grew up in Nice.
Okay, that's a Côte d'Azur, right?
Yeah, the most beautiful part.
Why? What makes it beautiful?
The special color of the Mediterranean.
Okay. I love Mediterranean.
The mix of French architecture and Italian architecture.
Okay.
And overall, just the lifestyle.
Ooh, I've been to Nice, so I can confirm it's a beautiful city.
Thank you.
And actually, I think you're the first European that I interview, so it's like going back home.
Okay. You're gonna need subtitles.
Yeah, guys need No, so Johanna is from France, but like me, she's been she lived a little bit all over the place. So I'm also curious to know this aspect of her story. So, but let's start from the beginning. So you grew up in Nice, and then what happens?
I grew up in Nice. I was the first one, not the first one of my family, but in a little bit of time growing up in France.
Okay.
My mother was born in Paris, but grew up in Casablanca.
Morocco.
In Morocco, and my father was born in Marrakesh.
Morocco as well,
from an Italian mother and an English father.
Okay.
So a bit of a mixed.
Okay.
So I grew up in this beautiful place in France with a very different mentality. So my parents did not raise me to grow up in the same mind frame as most French people.
What was different?
The way they were raised in Morocco at the time, I think, was very special.
Okay.
Morocco was a place that was very international.
Oh, no way.
It was a mix of religion, which really belong and behave well together.
Okay.
Which was
so Muslim, obviously.
Muslim, Jewish, and Christian.
Oh wow.
I was raised with my parents telling me they would celebrate the end of Ramadan with their friend and eat the harira, the soup, the traditional soup, and then they would go to their Jewish friend for Pesach, for Easter, and they would invite them over for Christmas. It was a beautiful way to grow up. Not the exact frame I was in, really.
Okay.
But, it was,
that probably gave you from the beginning like a very open view, mind on the world, right?
Yes, which became the ideal of living. People coming from different culture, different religion, different traditions, and still have the ability to come together.
Okay, so what was like the typical French way that you said we grew up in a different way? What is it like? Close-minded?
Not close-minded, but not the same. Like people would not share traditions the same way. Everybody was there in their own, little life, which is fine.
Okay.
But that's what made it magical when I moved the first time.
Wow.
Yeah.
The way that I know France a little bit, I find that the South is like a little bit, I don't know, maybe more like international because you have a lot of immigration from Africa, so you have a lot of different colors and different traditions mixing all together.
There is, and Nice in particular does attract a lot of tourists.
Yeah.
English, Americans, Dutch, Russian.
Whoa.
So it's always been kind of, mixed overall in the street.
Yeah.
But not always meshing the same way.
Okay.
I was at least raised to believe.
Wow. Did you guys go to Morocco, like to visit family, or no one was there anymore?
I had my uncle for a long time,
Yeah.
but the first time I went to Morocco, I was 30-something.
Oh, wow. Did you feel a connection?
I did. My parents did not go back. My mom never went back, and my father waited about 30 years.
Wow.
To put back in context, they left during the independence of the country, so they grew up in a country thinking that was theirs, and one day they were told to go home. So, which is part of the work I've been doing in Constellation. We can talk about later.
Yeah. So, just a little digression. I met Johanna doing family constellation event, which if you guys watched the interview with John, he explained a little bit about that. If you didn't watch, we're gonna explain what is family constellation, but basically like we connected and we kept in touch. And now we are organizing these family constellations here where we live in Coral Gables. So like I had the chance to speak and connect with Johanna a little bit more. So I got even more convinced to do this interview. But yeah, so when did the travel bug enter your mind?
I think the first time I was 13 years old.
Yeah.
My father organized a white rafting expedition in the Grand Canyon.
Oh, cool.
With only professional.
Okay.
He got special authorization to go into the Grand Canyon, so we got lucky to be able to go through reservation. And I think it was the first time literally landing, getting on the car, getting lost, and the first thing I saw in my life in the United States was Monument Valley.
Oh, in Utah?
Yeah. We were in Arizona at that time, which has a part of Monument Valley.
Okay. Is that the one that we see in the movies with those like red mountains?
Exactly. And it was literally no car, no people, no animal, just the mountain, the sunset, the wind. And I was like, wow. Okay, so that was the first time I was really out of France.
Okay.
I loved it.
How old were you?
13.
Okay.
And that definitely changed my life in a way. But the first time I really left France, I was 22 years old.
Okay. Just like me. I did the same.
Same age. I came to New York for summer, which lasted 2 years.
Oh, no way.
Figured out a way to get work authorization. I didn't speak English when I came the first time.
Zero?
Really, really bad. I mean, we do take English classes in France. I was just not that great at it.
What was your impression of New York when you arrived?
The second I landed at JFK, which is a pretty ugly airport, I was home.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like I had been there already. I just felt really comfortable. I was lucky to arrive at night, crossing the Manhattan Bridge and have the entire skylight view.
Whoa.
Which was another shock, like Monument Valley, but the modern one. I had the nature first, and then I had the city impression. I spent 2 years there initially, and
you didn't know anyone when you moved?
No, didn't know anyone. I went with a boyfriend at the time that got an internship.
American?
French.
Okay.
But didn't know anyone. So it took me a good year to be comfortable speaking English.
So he had something set up, so you kind of had a little bit of life organized.
He had a summer internship to finish his study.
Yeah, and you were like, oh, I'm coming with you.
Yeah, it was just summer, we were like, and then he got hired.
And then you stayed?
Yeah, pretty much.
Huh.
So
what were you doing?
Learn English first.
And then like school.
Then I went to school to become a travel agent. I wanted to become a teacher in France, but when you go to a country and you don't speak the language, it's pretty hard to teach anything.
Yeah. Was it hard to learn English? No.
It's a good question. For me, it was until I understood the culture. And this is when I started to understand how interactions between people happen.
Yeah.
The language just came easily.
Oh, tell me more.
It wasn't about, I was still in my head, like most people who do, think something in French, translate, and say it in English, which still didn't match what was happening around me.
Yeah.
So it was more observing people,
Okay.
looking at their interaction.
Is that they interact differently here than in Europe, you think?
They do.
How?
How? It's more direct, which made it more simple, actually, to start speaking the language.
I don't know. Do you think it's just more direct?
Yeah, I mean, you do speak French a little bit. Do you realize how complicated the grammatical sentences are?
You're talking about the language is more direct.
Well, the interaction and the language together being more direct, it helped me, once I understood that, it helped me just change my way of
okay,
thinking about
I misunderstood. I thought you said people are more direct. No, it's the language.
Both of them.
Yeah?
People are more direct.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we are more direct in Italy, Europe. Like you go to people and you talk, you start a conversation. And here I feel, I don't know, there's more layers, but I don't know, maybe it's, yeah.
So yeah, that was my first experience in the US.
You decided to stay in New York?
New York for 2 years. Life took me back to France.
Okay, Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
For about 2 months.
Okay.
And through friends, through my best friend, I got put in touch with another friend of his that was interviewing for a job.
Okay.
I interviewed for this job in Nice.
Yeah.
I fell in love with the manager.
You didn't want to stay in Nice, though. You wanted to.
No, no, I didn't. You're right. I didn't. Initially, I didn't. But life took me back. So I was like, okay, fine. I go back to Nice. And I got to this interview and I met this woman called Angelique.
Okay.
She had so much energy, so much passion. And I just knew I was going to learn from her.
Yeah. What job was it?
It was sales.
Okay.
I had never really done sales.
Okay.
I mean, I did in store when I was a student. I worked.
Yeah.
But I was like calling Fortune 500 all around Europe to sell executive summits.
Okay.
And she called me the next day. She offered me the job. And she said, there's just one thing. I'm like, sure. If you want the job, you need to leave. We're moving to Barcelona next week.
Okay.
And I said, wait, hold on. I interviewed for Nice. She said, yeah, but since yesterday, things changed. So if you want the bus, if you want to come, there's a bus leaving Nice 1 week from today.
Yeah.
And hopefully I'll see you there.
You said yes.
Yeah, I did.
You had a place to stay in Barcelona?
Corporate apartment for a couple of months, yeah. Just
that's
time
not
to
bad.
time to turn around.
Well, how was I've been to Barcelona. It's a cool city.
It was great.
Yeah.
Early 20s,
Right.
you go out every night.
Yeah, food is amazing.
The food is amazing, absolutely. Tapas every night. Literally, like, no one that I knew had any food in their pantry. It was just like...
just going out.
Just go out, yeah.
Because it's cheap, yeah. It's probably cheaper to eat outside than...
It was very cheap initially because we were before the euro.
Ah, okay.
So I date myself. But then we moved into the euro when I lived in Barcelona and, things changed. But it was just an amazing moment in life.
Okay, Barcelona. Then what happened after that?
A lot.
Yeah.
So I met someone there.
Okay.
Which started to date.
Okay.
An American guy.
Okay.
After a year and a half, we moved to France. He was kind of transferred, but long story short, we moved to France, stayed for a few months, and decided to not work and go around the world.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. And couple of days later...
Sounds like a dream.
Yeah, a couple of days later, he said, hey, if we're going to go around the world, let's do it as a husband and wife.
Okay.
3 weeks later, we were married.
You see, guys, how we do. Sometimes you don't think about things, you just do it.
Yeah. So 3 weeks later, we were married. We got married in France, in Nice, which was fantastic. His family flew. We had the wedding in both languages at the city hall.
He spoke French?
He did.
And you knew English?
Well, at that time, English was okay.
Yeah.
So we got married, we packed, and we left on our trip.
What was the first destination?
California.
Okay.
So we could actually have a wedding party for everyone that couldn't come.
Oh, because he's from California. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. LA, San Francisco.
Orange County.
Okay.
Then the first trip was the California coast.
Ooh. Yeah, where did you go? Big Sur,
Yeah, Sequoia.
Sequoia, Redwoods.
And just like small places.
It's nice, eh?
The cities, the small cities on the water. Are
Santa
just,
Cruz,
Santa
yeah.
Cruz, Santa Barbara.
Did you do like a road trip, like sleeping on motels and all that stuff?
Yeah, which
It's cool, huh?
which has some stories as well.
Really?
When you end up in the wrong one.
What happened? Just tell us one.
The one when people come in and out every hour.
Really?
Yeah. that was kind of okay.
Pay by the hour.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay,
That was a
California.
great memory. And then we flew to Tahiti,
Ooh.
French Polynesia.
Papeete.
We flew to Papeete, but we took a boat to Moorea.
Okay, that's the island of Marlon Brando, right? No,
I don't know that actually.
I think it is.
But that's the island with the best surf, and
Oof.
that's what he was interested in.
Oh, he's a surfer?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
So you've been to Chopu?
No.
Chopu. You know that, right?
No.
It's one of the best surf spots in the world. Is in Tahiti.
No, I haven't been to that one.
Really?
Or maybe I did not realize at the time. But the surfing was absolutely amazing in Moorea. I went one morning, a local took me on a boat.
Yeah.
And left me alone on the boat so I could just watch. And it was beautiful until I turned around.
And?
And the water
Shark?
was so clear. No shark, but the water was so clear. And it was like deep, like, I don't know, maybe like 2,000 meter deep. And I was like, oh my God, I got literally scared. I was on the boat and I was like, I couldn't even like get out of the boat.
So he was a good surfer because that's
He's decent.
like a
He's decent.
wow.
So
How was life in Tahiti? It's one of my dreams to go there.
It was beautiful. We actually decided not to book a fancy hotel. We booked a local camping,
Okay.
which is where all the locals and the travelers hang out at night.
Okay.
There's like a common kitchen. There was a common kitchen.
Okay.
So people would come with their guitar, sing at night.
Ukulele.
Yeah.
Smoking weed.
Most likely. I can't remember. But it was really an amazing experience. Then we flew to a smaller island called Huaine, where we had dinner with French military. Literally, we saw a massive military boat arrive on the beach.
Okay.
They came for the night. We had just bought a big fish, big swordfish. So I cooked like some sort of curry, and all the French military came. That was pretty cool. And then we went to Bora Bora.
Okay.
Then we did like the beautiful hotel.
Bora Bora is like the most famous, no?
It's the most famous because it's really beautiful.
Okay.
Really, really like amazingly beautiful, but there isn't much to do.
I mean, yeah, it's just, yeah.
So it was
beach,
it was fun. Stay at the beach, go snorkeling. We
Yeah,
got another local, just keeping his boat. So we went on the boat one day.
Okay.
So that was beautiful memory.
Wow.
Then we flew to New Zealand.
Ooh, okay.
We did the northern island only, but that was extremely beautiful in a very different way.
Okay.
And then we flew to Australia.
How long were you guys in New Zealand?
A couple of weeks.
Okay.
1 week with family. We had family in New Zealand.
Oh, wow.
And 1 week on a camping car, which is the first time I drove on the other side of the road on a camping car.
Camping cars, you sleep in the car, like a van?
Yeah, so that allows to go to the beach, surf, whatever time.
Okay. What were you doing when he was surfing? Just
hanging out, be at the beach, watch, swim,
I love it.
read.
Sounds like a hippie lifestyle.
It was great. It was kind of a honeymoon. So
Yeah.
it was supposed to be 1 year, but it didn't turn out this way.
Okay.
Then we flew to Sydney.
Sydney. Oof.
We ended up on the way to Australia, which was supposed to be a 3-month destination. We ended up understanding we had 2 people that we knew. The first one was an ex-colleague. She was super cool. She said, hey, my roommate is out for 2 weeks. Do you guys want to stay with me for 2 weeks? We're like, sure.
Where?
Bondi.
Ooh.
Bondi Beach.
If you guys don't know Bondi, explain Bondi. How is Bondi? What is like the life in Bondi?
I don't know, perfect. Great people, great lifestyle. Cold water though. The water is cold a little bit in Bondi.
Maybe it was winter.
October, I think. Yeah. So.
Yeah. So Bondi is like one of the most famous beaches in the world. Like amazing. It's like 1 kilometer. It's like a little community. It's very touristy in some parts of the year. but there's also like a lot of things going on, like the yoga. There's like health food stores, like people like surfing. Just people working out. Everyone is fit. Everyone wakes up super early in the morning.
Amazing breakfast.
Yeah, you see people like in the beach, like a lot of people at 5 a.m. doing meditation. All it's like that type of a lifestyle. So I live there, so I know it's amazing.
Yeah. So 2 weeks in Bondi, and the plan was to buy a car and drive around Australia.
Oh wow!
That didn't work out this way.
Really?
No.
Huh.
So our friend introduced us to her group of friends, which was super cool.
French?
No, she was British.
Okay.
The friends were Brits, Vietnamese,
from all over.
Chinese. No, Chinese, Malaysian Chinese.
Okay.
I don't know, like from all over. Amazing group of friends. We got tons of information on day 2. Found out how to set up a tax ID number, how to look for jobs.
Because you guys didn't have jobs, you didn't have anything.
No, we had packed a suit just in case in that year something would happen. And once we got all that information on day 2, we found out the second friend was actually working for a recruitment agency.
Okay.
So she said, "Yeah, come, I'll set you up. Let's see what you guys can offer. Yeah, let's see what you guys can offer, and we can present you to clients." So we were kind
for
of
both of you and your husband.
At that point, we just decided, okay, let's give it a go. We give it 2 weeks. We look for jobs for 2 weeks super intensely, and we see what happens. If not, we buy a car and we travel. And in 2 weeks, I had 5 job offers. So, all sponsored.
Because you guys were on the tourist visa.
No, well, there is a trick so people know. When you visit Australia, you can take a 3 months tourist visa, or you can take a 3 months business visa.
Okay.
The business visa allows you to conduct meetings.
Okay.
And as a French, American, or British, you can change your business visa into a work visa.
Oh wow, not for Italians.
Sorry.
Damn French.
Yeah, I don't know why, but it was just set up this way.
Okay.
So we had 2 of the 3 nationalities. We say, let's give it a go. It worked out. So within 2 weeks, we had job offers, apartment set up, tax ID number, bank account.
You guys were ready to roll.
And yeah, I was working. So we started to live in Australia.
And your family were like, you're never coming back?
Yeah, they kind of got it. They're cool. They're very supportive.
Oh yeah, our daughter's on the other side of the world with her new husband. They just met and they got married.
Yeah, but everybody's excited to visit, though nobody does because it's so far.
So far, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which is the reason why we made a move about a year into. So we were at the end of the year.
Yeah.
We used our around the world trip to go back to Europe.
Okay.
Stop in Thailand, just so we would enjoy one more stop.
Ah, wait. So you stayed how long in Australia?
A year and a half.
And then you.
So within the first year,
Yeah.
we decided to finish the trip, so we took a vacation.
Ah, okay.
Went to Thailand.
Yeah.
And then flew back to France.
Yeah.
And on the way back,
Okay.
we did Nice, Paris, Singapore, Sydney.
Okay.
That was 26 hours. We're like, okay, this is not going to be our life.
Yeah.
It's way too much. Especially when you love your family, it's complicated to have like such a distance.
Where was his family? Most of his
California.
family? Okay.
And Canada.
Wow.
So we were very opposite.
Everyone was far, yeah.
So at the same time, he had a promotion. He was offered to take a job in New York. So we flew back and he accepted the promotion.
Okay.
So we spent overall a year and a half. Amazing, absolutely amazing experience. The food in Sydney is the best in the world, in my opinion.
Yeah.
There's this mix of Westerner and Asian food with really fresh produce.
Super healthy, yes, I agree, yeah.
So that was a beautiful experience. And then back to New York.
Back to New York.
For 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How do you compare New York to Sydney? Because I made that move from Sydney, I moved to New York, so it was a big shock.
I had lived in New York for 2 years prior to Sydney, so I knew where I was going, and this time I spoke English.
Yeah.
And I had a little bit of a career, so it was much easier for me.
What about your husband with the surfing? Like, you go from an amazing surfing destination like Australia, New York, there's nothing.
There is.
Yes.
There is. Over the years, he found the spots.
Rockaway?
Yeah, Rockaway, and a little further, he found a group of friends, and I mean, yes, you can compare.
Yeah.
But he was in the water. That's what mattered.
Okay.
So yeah, 10 years in New York. A really good 10 years. With lots of challenges, in the middle, of course.
Okay.
That's life.
For a couple, you mean? Or like personal?
Personal, yeah. He got sick.
Okay.
So it was not a fun time in life. And you do realize when you're put in front of, in your 30s, early 30s, you're put in front of, hey, somebody could die.
Really?
You just see life differently.
What type of, realizations you had? How did your life change with that experience?
When I'm not really a patient person to start with, but that definitely pushed it to the limit. It's like I had no time to do anything because you really don't know if you have the next day.
Wow.
So I wanted to do everything all the time fast, which is how I took a lot of my decisions, for better or worse. But, you kind of like, yeah, I don't care. And the small thing, you don't sweat the small things. Yeah. For a long time, I did not sweat the small thing. It was just like irrelevant. It comes back then when you come back to normal life, the small things take a different level of importance.
Yeah.
But initially, yeah, it kind of, it kind of changes how you look at life. But he brought us our first son as well.
Wow.
So I got my first baby there.
In New York?
Yep, in New York, in Brooklyn.
Wow.
And that was an amazing experience. At the time, we lived in Williamsburg, which was the upcoming.
Yeah.
It was upcoming. It was
now it's
he was like upcoming, and we lived there for 4.5 years. From the time we moved, it was upcoming to when we left.
Yeah.
It was not the same neighborhood. Yeah.
What train stop were you guys at?
Bedford.
Okay, that's the L train?
The L train, right?
Okay, that's the last one before you enter Manhattan, right?
That's correct.
Yeah. The L train was always messed up. There was always something.
That's right. But we got super lucky. They launched the ferry.
Okay.
So I would take the ferry to go to work, and it was the best commute in the world. Literally, you get on the water and you have the whole view of the city before going to work. Yeah. And I met probably the best group I could hope for. They're still my friends. Some of those people are my kids' godparents.
Okay.
Most of those people are still in touch with.
Okay. They all in New York still?
No, everybody's moved.
No one stays in New York. Yeah.
Some moved, came back. Some are living now. But New York is a transient city as well.
I feel Miami is also a very transient city.
It is.
Do you think?
In a very different way, but it is, yes.
Yeah, maybe New York you go like for a career break or something, and then you move on with your life goals.
I think New York is more career and Miami is more lifestyle as a goal, in my opinion. But still learning about Miami. Okay,
so New York, wow. Because then you moved. Did you want to move or you didn't want to, but you had to? Or?
No, it was a choice. I was lucky. I made most of those choices in my life. When I wanted to move, I moved. Just made it happen. I had a potential client in LA.
You were doing recruiting.
So in the meantime, I worked for a corporation for many years. And I left the corporate world, started my own headhunting company, which in New York worked really well.
What was the name of the company?
It was my last name, so not very creative.
I mean, yeah.
I started the company within like a couple of hours. So I got a call from an ex-colleague. He said, okay, I can put you tomorrow in front of my CMO and COO. You need to be existing. I need a web page. I need your services. And I was like, okay, when? He's like, today. So I had the rest of the day to come up with a logo, a name, services, have a web page. So I wasn't very creative. But it worked, and I started recruiting this way with a big corporation, which was great as a client. And
sorry if I'm laughing, but I love this. I'm getting this idea of you that you just when you see like the train, your train is there, you just hop on and you go.
That's
I feel like a lot of us, we just think and we evaluate, we rationalize and all that, but it feels like when it's like your wave, you pedal and you surf
yeah,
it.
it's a good way to
right?
It's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Yes, I love it.
As best as I can. Then it's risk, and sometimes the risk is.
Sometimes you wipe out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way.
But you always catch the wave.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Wow. New York?
So New York, went to LA for a week to visit a client, which turned out to be a whole month.
Of course.
Because why not? And then after 1 month and having different clients as prospects, we made the decision to be bi-coastal, which never happened. The second we moved to LA, we were like in LA.
Really?
Yeah, we never went back to New York.
Huh.
Yeah. Really good lifestyle when you have kids. And
New York is really, Los Angeles is a really good lifestyle?
Yeah, when you have kids, yes.
What do you mean?
Well, the last 2 winters when my first son was a toddler, it was like minus 10, 15 degrees Celsius in New York. Can't really go out, can't really play outside. Spend 20 minutes putting all the gears for a 9-minute play. So it's
different.
It's fine, but when you get to LA and you see your kid in shorts and t-shirt, barefoot, just like climbing trees, playing with ants and bugs, which he used to be scared of, you realize, okay, that's really nice that we could offer that.
Where in LA were you guys living?
The first year we moved to Playa Vista.
Okay.
It was a new neighborhood. It was a piece of land owned by a rich man that had somehow kept that space unusable. And the Silicon Valley corporations at some point came together, bought the piece of land and decided to create the Silicon Beach.
Okay.
Because the Silicon Valley in San Francisco was getting too packed, not enough space for people to grow, so they wanted to create a little bit of another tech hub in Los Angeles. And they did it in Playa Vista.
Where is this?
In like maybe 10 minutes north from the airport.
Okay.
Right below, Santa Monica, Marina del Rey, and then you have Playa Vista.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Ooh, nice.
So the first year we were in Playa Vista, and then...
so you guys were on the beach?
7 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good surf there?
Decent. Decent. Not specifically right there, but around.
In the area, okay.
In the area. So I spent about 3 years in Los Angeles.
You were doing the same job, yes.
I was still independent, yeah.
Okay.
I was recruiting. I had different kind of clientele. More boutique clients. A lot of companies were started in LA. So New York was more like the corporate hub, and LA was more like the up-and-coming companies. Okay.
How would you compare Sydney, New York, LA? Because those are the 3 major cities that you lived in, right?
It's all urban at the end of the day. I'm an urban person.
Yeah.
But LA and Sydney, but LA allowed very quick access to nature, which you have in New York, but not as quick.
Yeah.
Well, in LA, in 5-10 minutes, you're on a hill, you can go climb, walk for like an hour, come back, go for a run, go to the beach. So it does allow very nice balance.
Because I've had very similar experiences. Like, I don't consider myself a city guy, but I always lived in urban places. What do you think attracts us to urban places, but at the same time we crave nature?
It's a good question. I think nature, in a way, is part of who we are as human beings.
Yeah.
We create societies and urban constructions to make things practical and easy. I like being in urban city for the people, the energy, the experiences you can have, which, it's this being social and being aware and being challenged and being in the middle of creativity, while at the same time needing peace and recovery in nature.
Yeah, that's a fine, sometimes a hard balance to achieve, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And where you live does provide more or less of that.
I struggle with that in New York, for sure. I had a lot of that in Sydney, maybe too much on the nature side.
In Sydney?
Yeah. I was missing a little bit of, you know,
The city is small.
yeah, like cultural stimulation, I would say.
Yeah, a lot of that in New York versus nature, and LA was kind of a good balance.
What's next after LA?
Bali.
Ah, okay. It's random.
It is random, but I follow the signs of the universe,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I definitely got signs. We were selling our house, and in the process, I saw a post from friends, Luke and Lydia, that were moving from Singapore to Bali, and I was like, "Oh, cool! This is great! You know, they have a life change." And 2 days later, I saw another post on my social media feed from a friend, Suvi, that we've worked with 17 years prior to that, that said, "Hey, going on live in Bali, I'm going on vacation. I need someone to come to my house, feed my cats and dogs for the summer." I was like, 2 days in a row, Bali's calling me.
It's a sign.
It's a sign. The house was going to sell around the same time. The school was finishing. And
You only had one kid at the time?
I had two.
Oh, okay.
The little one was...
oh, sorry, we missed this part.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
another
it's
one.
okay. He was born in Los Angeles.
Okay. Two boys?
Two boys. After the decision to move from New York,
Okay.
we started to pack. I got pregnant, so we drove cross country. I was 3 months pregnant. So 6 months after arriving, he was there.
Wow. Okay. And you didn't have problems moving to Bali because your job was remote.
Yeah.
Your husband as well.
Yeah.
Wow, that's like the dream life.
Yeah, it was actually. So we left. Well, initially we didn't move there. We decided to go for 7 weeks.
Okay.
It turned into 2 years.
It sounds like this is like the recurring thing with you. Like,
well,
initially,
as you said, I could work from wherever I wanted. We started to look at the lifestyle. The schools were great. We had an amazing school where our older one was going.
Where in Bali?
Umalas.
Umalas, yeah.
It's between Canggu and I forgot the name of the most popular area.
Ubud?
No, Ubud is on the east side.
Okay.
And then on the west side you have Canggu and I don't know, like it's escaping me right now. But right under there is an area called Umalas.
Okay.
Where there is a lycée français, which...
so they speak French.
So the kids, well, they didn't really. So it was kind of the opportunity to put them in a French school.
Okay.
So we decided to stay. In the meantime, I met through friends connection. I got a client. I got to do a mission in Bali.
Yeah.
And I got to work at the same time remotely with the US.
Okay.
So I was like set with work. I was like, well, I can do it from here. Let's do it.
And Bali has amazing surf. So
yeah.
So,
yeah.
It sounds like you guys always made decisions that made both of you happy, right?
Yeah.
So that's
always trying.
That's cool.
Bali was challenging though. For me, yeah.
Could we say that's the third world?
No.
Second.
Developing, yeah.
Okay.
No, it's not really third world. It's not what was difficult. It's very difficult to break into the culture. And even if we had friends that were married to Balinese, you'd never completely break into the culture.
You don't speak the language.
Yeah, even if you start doing, you're always the foreigner. And this is how they kept their culture. You know, they had a lot of invasion, and over time, a lot of people tried to change Bali, and they stayed who they were because they're little closed, and that's what makes the beauty of this culture. Yeah. But as a foreigner coming in, feeling it's how to integrate for me wasn't really my preferred experience.
Also, maybe like because we're all like Westerners, and that's the Eastern world, so I'm sure like it's a lot of difference, no?
They are, but you know, as long as you're open, and they're very cool. They're like very inviting.
Peaceful, I'm sure.
Yeah, they're peaceful. They're inviting, but it's very hard to kind of break through.
Yeah. So you never really felt like accepted or fully at home?
Definitely not.
Yeah. Interesting. So it sounds like there's the Westerners and the locals, and they live different lives.
They live different lives, and they do hang out, but they do live different lives.
So yeah, you never wanted to stay there for long.
I didn't really have a lot of time to think it through. I got, and this is where you're going to be interested, I got my first clairvoyant message when I was in Bali.
Okay. So what happened in Bali?
October 2019.
October 2019.
I wake up one morning
Okay.
with a message.
Like a vision?
No, because a vision is visual. That was just a message. I can't explain. The message was, it's going to be some global event happening. You don't want to be where you are.
Okay.
And you need to get your money out of the bank. That's it. But it was so strong that I started to look for a house in France.
Wait, you had a conversation with your husband?
Yeah.
And what did he say?
He accepted my craziness.
This was the first time this ever happened to you? You never had any...
Yeah.
So you wake up one morning with this message and you're like, we gotta get out of here.
Yeah, but I was always intuitive, and he's an intuitive guy. He was open to it, and I was like, I'm not feeling it. He asked me questions, and I said, I can't explain more than that. I explained, the overall message, how I got it. But he said, okay, if you feel that's what needs to be done, okay. So I looked for a house online. I found one.
In Nice?
In France. It was more like, in a small area in France where my family was, like more like a holiday home, and let's go there for a while.
Okay.
And see what happens. So 2 months later, it was like 2 weeks before Christmas time. So we decided to just spend Christmas in France last minute.
You got your money out of the bank?
Visit the house, made an offer. It did not quite work out how I thought it would.
What?
So came back, got the paperwork to sign in January. The papers were wrong, had mistakes, and that lasted for weeks. They kept sending the wrong papers.
So you guys were back in Bali?
Mm-hmm, back in Bali. And in February 2020, Bali stopped all flight to China.
COVID?
Well, we didn't. It was happening, but it was just starting to happen. Actually, I think they stopped all flight from China and to China, like maybe late January.
Yeah.
Before the rest of the world.
Yeah.
So because of that, there was not that much COVID in Bali. But anyway, February came and like everybody started to know about COVID, and March arrived and everybody shut down pretty much around the world.
Yeah.
I already had movers that were kind of ready to go. So when I saw that things were going to close down, I called the movers, they picked up everything, and then the island shut down.
Before you guys were
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So all our stuff were gone.
You were able to ship your stuff?
No, they were not shipped yet. They were in
storage.
In storage, yeah. But they were out of the house. The good thing in Bali, you always have bed, table, chairs, and enough to live.
Okay.
So even if there was nothing personal anymore,
yeah,
we could sleep on the bed.
Okay.
So we had our luggage ready, and we waited 4 months.
4 months.
Mm-hmm. We were not really allowed to leave, the villa for about, just for a few minutes to go to the grocery store and come back.
Yeah.
The beach was closed.
No way.
All over the island on the touristic part. Kuta, that's the name I was looking for earlier.
Kuta, okay.
Everything was closed. So we spent, like everyone, we all had our COVID stories. It's not the worst. We were very lucky to be in a house with a pool.
Yeah.
So the kids could at least they swam 6 times a day because they had no toys left, nothing to do. And then...
You guys were still working, yes?
No. No. So when you're in recruitment, nobody was recruiting at the time.
Oh, shit.
So no, that was like...
Your husband, yes, was working?
No. He joined me in the company after I started. So he was doing the same. So no, he kind of all shut down. And I was supposed to start a second part of a mission for my initial client on March 18, and Bali shut down on March 17.
Okay.
So that was out as well.
How were you guys spending your days? Just
just playing Uno with the kids. They did have school. They had remote school. So, doing a lot of schooling. and trying to keep them busy. And I think in late July 2020, Bali reopened the airport for 2 weeks. Maybe like 2 or 3 flights went in and out.
You guys were?
Yeah, we were in one of those flights. Yeah, we were with the luggage. Flight got canceled. The next day, flight got canceled. The third day, no news. So we went to the airport. We saw friends because everybody was trying to get on the same flight.
Everyone was trying to leave.
Yeah, and it was like out of a scary movie. You know, you arrive in the airport, everything is dark. You have one counter, and the lights are flashing. It looked like a scary movie. So we all went to the counter, did our check-in, got our visor, our mask, and got on the plane and flew across the world.
And you never came back to Bali?
No.
What happened to your stuff?
Eventually, they got shipped. It took a little while, but anyway, long story short, I ended up living in France for 3 years.
Okay, so that proves that that message was real. Did you
for sure, yeah.
Did you have any other encounters with supernatural entities or stuff like that?
They were not supernatural entities. It was literally,
I mean, yeah,
waking up from a dream, which I do believe dreams are, we're plugged in when we're dreaming. I had a couple of times, nothing major like that. They were more like personal messages.
Okay.
But my intuition definitely, I guess I got more confidence about, hey, what I've heard happened.
Yeah.
So I need to pay attention. I was already paying attention, but a little more.
Okay.
So it did reinforce the fact I had intuition and I needed to listen to it. France was an interesting time in life. It was not the easiest for me. After breaking the mold and living abroad for 20 years,
wow,
coming back in the same mold wasn't very easy.
Yeah.
Long story short, moved to Miami.
From France?
From Aix-en-Provence, yeah, from France.
La Cité de Pape, right?
No, it's Avignon. It's
shit.
very close. It's
Cut this.
40 minutes away. Aix-en-Provence, well, there's a lot going on. We had the Romans come.
Yeah.
The Italians invade us. Well, you were not Italians yet, but it's a beautiful region.
I think I've been there, yeah.
It's a small town with like over 100 fountains in the city.
Wow.
That's one of the most famous things there.
Huh.
And Cézanne, one of
course,
a famous artist. So France was not the best overall. It was great for family and friends, to go back and connect. But for me, it wasn't the right place to be.
Okay, so Miami.
So moved to Miami. Life change.
Yeah.
Personally decided to separate.
Okay.
Which pushed me to want to do more personal work.
Yeah.
I was very much into like, okay, now a lot of things happen. Let's start the healing process. I did follow my intuition there as well. I did a couple of things, and eventually through a family acquaintance, I started to do family constellation.
Okay.
I did that intensely. I did 88 hours of constellation in 5 months.
Was there, you just said that, but the main motivator was like your relationship, or also you feel like you had some family dynamics that you wanted to observe and heal?
It's a good point. It wasn't really about the relationship, because the relationship was finished. It was about what I needed to change, what I needed to heal. Because in a relationship, when it falls through, it's not just, someone else's fault. You have, it's a fairly, easy separation. It's like we are at the end of the road, we made a decision, but at the end of the day, what could you have worked on? It's not just about the other person. So that was more like how I started. That said, to answer your question about family healing, I had started that years ago when I was in Australia.
Okay.
I started to do energy work.
Okay.
I found
Australia has a lot of the.
Very much.
Yeah, I love that.
And it definitely opened my eyes. I feel it was like kind of stepping into a new world. And I found an amazing practitioner. She was French. Her name was Stephanie, and she did body harmony.
Okay.
Which is very similar to Reiki, but has a couple of differences. But overall, one of the healing modalities out there. So after that, I had, for the past 20 years, always tried different modalities. And the one that brought me to Stephanie initially was to heal a family issue. Let's put it this way. I don't want to call it a trauma. At the time, I would not call it this way.
Okay.
So I had already worked on that. And I can tell the story quickly. It's nothing really special, but I grew up having mouth ulcers. My mom too. My grandma had them as well.
Communication.
And my great-grandma had them as well.
Okay.
So at some point I was like, and I was told my whole life, don't worry, the day you get pregnant and you get your firstborn, it's gonna go away. And to me, I was like, okay. At the time, I was 27 years old.
Okay.
I was married and I was most likely gonna have kids, but I wasn't going to have a kid like right the second, and I didn't want to wait for that moment, oh, I got pregnant and that went away. I wanted to understand why. So this is how I got into energy work and tried different modalities. This amazing woman, Stephanie, had a mom in Paris that was transgenerational psychologist.
Wow.
So she did work with the family tree and she analyzed the placement on the genealogy tree, the dates, the names. So I was able to have one session. I was supposed to do more, but unfortunately I didn't go back to Paris for a long time and I never finished the work. But during that process was the first time I decided to do ancestral healing.
Okay.
She did identify why that was happening. It was due to someone in the family at my great-grandmother's level, a secret I wasn't supposed to be told. And when the woman told me on the phone, there is a secret in your family, I was with my mom at that moment. And I said, is there a secret I'm not aware of? And she said, yes. And she told me the secret and she said, we were not allowed to say it. And she makes the moves. And then I understand the mouth closed. When I had ulcers, my mouth was closed, I couldn't speak.
For how long?
I was the worst of the family, sometimes like 4 or 5 days.
Wow.
I had like 10, 12, I couldn't eat, I couldn't drink. I was out. And then literally I explained to the woman on the phone what happened and she said, okay, well now this is gonna go away. Now you're like, it became conscient. And I'm like, no. She said, yeah, it's gonna go away.
And you never had it since?
But then she added another layer. She said, listen, it should go away 100%, but there is something on your dad's tree that added to that. So you need to do more work, otherwise you're not going to have them for like 5 years and it's going to come back. And I said, okay, I'll do the work. And I didn't.
And
they were gone for 5 years.
Wow.
And then they came back. So it made me believe in this kind of work.
Let's stop for 1 second. So let's take a step back. What is this work on the family tree? What is the idea behind that, and why do we have to look at our ancestors? Why are they important?
They hold the key. Every single human being has, we can call them trauma, has trauma. Small or big, it doesn't have to be very big. But the experience they are living that are most likely negative or hurtful gets to change their DNA, and that's now proven, and it's called epigenetic.
Okay.
So when your DNA is changed and you're having family, you're making babies, your DNA is passing on with all those traumas from one generation to another generation. And even after you have kids, you can pass on the energy that is attached to the trauma that you're living through. So in my opinion, trying to work on that is not only, and this is what Family Constellation is about, it's not only working on your own issues, it's trying to uncover and hopefully heal an entire generations that went through those traumas, or at least had them inside them without knowing.
So let's say, for example, John has a certain bad experience, let's call it trauma, then John has a kid, and then this kid has a kid. So grandfather, son, grandson.
Okay.
So the trauma that John had has been passed down to his son and his grandson.
Yes.
And how do you stop this from happening?
Well, it's a good question, and I won't say it's 100% scientifically proven today, but that's what family constellation is trying to do. When you start understanding why, if there is a cause, your brain kind of unlocks that. I believe this is what happened when I worked on my mouth ulcers. The second my mom told me about the secret, and the woman said, your brain is going to rewire because now you're aware of that, they were gone. So I don't know how to explain it better than that. My brain rewired instantly.
All right, so family constellation essentially like you bring whatever issue is going on. Let's say like the mouth ulcers of Johanna, and the way that works is if you do it in a group setting, you will different members of your family will be played by participants of this group therapy. Let's say you want this person to impersonate your mom, that person to impersonate your father, the other person to impersonate your grandparents or whatever. So by observing, and you can explain probably better than me, by observing the dynamics that these people have in front of you, you're able to see if there was some type of issues, or the grandfather wasn't talking to the grandmother, if the father is being distant from his parents, and by observing that, you're able to witness, to see if there was some type of energy blockage among your family members.
Yeah,
is that, I don't know if...
Yeah, family constellation, you see dynamics. You explained it well. The transgenerational psychologist, I don't know how she works exactly, so I can't really speak through that. But she came back with telling me much more precisely. She said there is a family secret in your family that is linked. She knew what it was linked to, actually. She didn't tell me.
Okay. How did she know?
I guess she studied for understanding these kind of things. So when I asked my mom, and I can explain, maybe it makes a little more sense, I said, what is the family secret? And she said, my grandmother's sister had her first child with her husband, but the second child was not from him. And we were not allowed to tell anyone. That's when she did the move.
So she lived her entire life hiding the secret?
Well, the family knew.
Oh.
The family knew the secret. No one else outside. And it was 100 years ago. So
it was a big taboo?
Early 20th century was a big taboo. So no one knew apart from the family. And the family was not supposed to say anything. And I asked the psychologist, I said, why the fact we have a child would make it go away? And she said, because when you have a child that is legitimate, then the pattern disappears. And looking at it, everyone in my family, their first child was a legitimate kid. They were married, it was, in wedlock, and it was all looking good.
Okay.
How did she come to the conclusion? I don't know. In family constellation, you can observe some of that for yourself. When I saw this woman, she came up with all of that information on her own. I don't know, that's why she's special and she does what she does, but.
So how long have you been doing family constellation now?
I did the first one in New York.
Huh.
I think maybe 2014, 2015.
Okay, 10 years ago.
Yeah, I can't quite remember. I was invited by the Belgian consulate to do that.
Okay.
It was a woman coming from Belgium that conducted it for a group of people. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah.
It did help me at the time, and I knew I liked it, but I wasn't ready.
Why not?
I don't know, I guess my kid was small. I was kind of, working, being a mom.
It was not your priority.
It was just not. And I had done a little bit of like personal development work already, and I kind of was in a phase where, when you transition from being a woman to being a mom, a lot of things change, and I was still in transition, and I didn't feel it was the right time for me to kind of reflect.
What changes? I'm curious for this.
10 years later?
No. When you transition from being a woman to being a mother.
Personally, every decision I make is somehow how it's going to impact my child. Not me anymore. I mean, I have to take myself under consideration.
Yeah.
But it was all about how this is going to affect him in the future.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. I think most mom, not all, but most mom feel the same way.
Yeah. This is a very sensitive topic for me because, personal story, my mom never made that decision, so hearing this is really powerful because, when a mother puts her daughter first, for me is very, intense because, my mom was gonna watch this, but at the time she didn't put us first. So, but anyways,
It's not always the best decision. It's not always the best decision, and this is something I've learned, is that I made decisions for my kids that have impacted me tremendously. And you need to be good as a mom. You need to be number one. Because if you're not good, your kids are not going to be good. So making personal decisions that sometimes are good for me first is something I'm balancing now. I've learned over the years. Because initially it was like, it doesn't matter, it's harder for me or it's not right for me, but it's right for the kids. And I made those decisions. And I was in that moment, my kid was maybe a couple years old. It was all about him. But if you get lost in the process as the mom, you cannot take care of your kids long term.
I can only speak from my side because I've always been on the other side. So I don't know your side. I don't know. But
and
this has I don't know how to answer.
Yeah, and this has taught me as well that, and we learned that in Constellation, our parents have done the best they could with what they had. So was I mad at my parents for a couple of things that happened in my childhood? Absolutely. Did I share that with them? Absolutely. My poor parents, they know. I've never really hidden anything. I communicate very well on that. But
you have siblings?
I do, yeah. I have a brother.
Okay.
The reality is they did what they could with what they had.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. As an adult, you understand that.
And listen, I'm going to make decisions that my kids one day are going to come back and say, why did you do that, Mom? Why did you say that? This is
It's life.
This is life.
So how has the practice of family constellation helped you, and do you feel you're different from 10 years ago because of that?
Well, I'm different from 10 years ago, not just because of that, but if I'm looking at when I did my first constellation then and now, absolutely. But I wasn't in the same phase of life. And I was in a phase of life where
there's a lot of variables.
Yeah, I was very happy. I had my first child, life was great, good job. Everything was really good and stable. Mm-hmm. And in a way, maybe I didn't think about it this way, but maybe family constellation was going to shake things at a moment where finally nothing was shaken, and I wanted it stable.
Stable, yeah.
While when I started it this time, it was a very unstable moment in my life. So I was at the point like, let's get the hammer and break it down.
Did you break it?
I did.
Was it hard?
Yeah. Shit, yeah.
Was it worth it?
Yeah. Yeah. I just started to see the other side, and it is worth it.
How long did it take to get on the other side?
About 1.5 years.
And what happened in between?
I became a hermit. I stayed home. I stayed silent. I became a bit more self-centered, which for me It was always about the others, the kids, the husband, the family, the friends. I was like, well, this time it's about listening to me. What do I want? What I don't want? How do I react? Why do I react this way? What's my triggers? And listen, I don't think we get there completely, even at the end of our life. There is still work to do. But to pass that phase where I can start again on a new, completely new slate, yeah, it took 1.5 years with intense work.
What are some things or practices or even like people or books? What have you found helpful in this process?
A mix of all. There isn't one thing that works for me. I mean, yes, it does, but like one is too limited. For example, I really like family constellation. Not only help me heal part of things I need to heal for myself, but for my ancestors and for my kids. So I feel like being the conduit of that entire family. But as much as it helps you uncover things you need to work on, and some you're able to let them go, some stay here and go in loop because you're missing sometimes pieces to let them go. So it's either you need more work, different modalities, or you need something else to let them go. Last month I did an ERT session, emotional release therapy, with an amazing guy in Miami.
Okay.
You have to be very vulnerable, very open. But I was at that point where I stopped doing constellation for a while. I needed to integrate my 5 months of, intense work.
How did you integrate?
You let it sit. You don't talk about it too much. So,
because the way that I see it is, with this type of work, you move a lot of energy.
Yeah.
And that energy then has to, simmer down.
Yeah.
Right.
And when you let it sit,
then
you're able
change
to
can
pick pieces that are not settling. That means they need to be extracted or worked on. And I knew there are things I needed to release. And that ERT session was very, very helpful to release. And I felt literally like it took 3 days with puffy eyes. You cry a lot during an ERT session. It took 3 days of puffy face, puffy eyes, and being completely out of it to feel really like, wow, I closed the door. And I did close the door on a couple of things. And that was hard. People, places, energies, behavior.
I asked this question, I don't know if you remember, during the last family constellation with John. Hey John, how you doing, man? See you next Saturday. Why, and I think you answered actually, and I want to say this again, why in order for change to happen, we have to go through pain? Why is pain necessary for evolution, for transformation?
Pain is a way to receive the feeling. That's definitely not where I was at the time. But by receiving it and being in pain, you understand something's not right. So you need to let it go, work on it, change it, whatever that is. If you're not getting the pain signal, you ignore it. And many people ignore. So
maybe the way that we see pain is wrong, because we look at it as something that we have to push away, and we have to, it's something negative, that as soon as there is pain, something is wrong. But maybe
it's a message.
It's the opposite. It's a message. It's a signal. It's a wake-up call. It's hey, embrace this, because this is going to bring a change.
Yeah.
This is going to be a little critic to America.
Okay.
I find that especially in this society, sickness, pain, failures not as much, but for example, when someone is sick, I see it at work sometimes, oh, you're sick, you should stay home, oh, you're getting sick, oh, you should take this, you should take that. We have this we associate this negative connotation to pain, to sickness, so we're trying to avoid that by taking pills, by always, getting all these vitamins. Maybe we demonize pain and all of that, but it's part of the experience.
We mostly hide it. When you take a painkiller, it's to hide the pain. The reality is your body is still having the signals. It's just your brain is not receiving it the same way. And sometimes it's needed, because sometimes it's too much. And I'll tell you, I had last weekend I had a 3-day headache. It took me 3 days to take a pill. I could have taken it in an hour, but I was like, why? What's happening with my body? And initially I thought that's dehydration, so I drank a lot. And then the pain wasn't going away. You know, and I kind of went through the phases until I was like, you know what, I've done everything I could. I need a pill at some point because I was in pain. And I'm not saying everybody needs to do that, but that's my way to figure out, okay, listen, where's the pain coming from? Let's fix something that's not working. What else? And usually it's misalignment. And this one was a physical misalignment. I slept, wrong on my pillow, and for 3 days I had this headache until, I was kind of like massaging myself until I kind of slept right, felt right, and the headache went away. But in the meantime, I tried to figure out how can I realign myself. I saw a video recently that was talking about Western world and Eastern world.
Yeah.
And how our alignment, the 7 chakras, we never work on the same. If you're going to the Eastern world, they're very secure here, but they have to work usually on their higher level chakras, which is mentalizing everything. While in the Western world, we mentalize everything, but we're not in touch with nature. We're not in touch with our pain, our needs, and therefore usually when we do our work, it's more on the lower chakras. And I thought it was a super interesting way to look at it, because depending on society, culture, taboos, we're misaligned one way or another.
Well, I mean, the lifestyle that we live also is not really conducive. Where is Johanna right now in her hero's journey?
Working on reinventing the next phase.
Okay.
Which is happening slowly. Doing something unusual.
Okay.
I will soon, probably next year, change my name.
Okay.
First and last.
Okay. That's a powerful move.
Yeah. And
you already have a...
I do.
Okay.
I do. I can share. I mean, like...
No, you don't have to.
Yeah, I do. It's aligned with my family values.
Cool.
Though there was a difficult conversation with my dad. Not taking my maiden name back. I am choosing a name in my family tree that is on his side, so that was a little easier for him to, even though he's still, he's still getting to understand the process, and I'm choosing a first name that is the translation on my current name.
Okay.
So it's.
I mean, it's
staying aligned, but it's literally changing my name, deciding literally who I am today.
Okay.
To the root. Keeping all the foundation that I received from my family, just like we do in family constellation. I honor the past, and I release what does no longer belong.
That's a powerful move.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't really know anyone that has done that, but it became as clear as the message I received in 2019. It was like the name change was just as clear. So
you never second guess the signs that come to you? You're like, this is coming to me, this is it, I'm going to follow it.
When it's intuition that comes strongly like that, I don't. I don't second guess, I just think about the context, because it can have consequences, it can hurt people, whatever the consequences could be, I do think about them and through them.
Okay.
But do I second guess my intuition? No.
So, okay, someone is watching now and they're like, they look at you and you are so free and you go with the flow, and some people, they cannot do that. What would you tell them?
We all can. It's just a lot of work. It's it doesn't come to me easy.
Like a lot of people would love to live the life that you lived, Bali, Sydney, New York, but they or like you fall in love with the man that you meet and you want to live your life with him. Some people would love that and they can't. Because I see it and it's like, it's beautiful. It's like, feels like a movie, but some people, you know, I know, because I know they're scared. So what would you say? How can you get over that?
Oh, you just get the solution. They're scared. I work on my fear. And I'm really lucky. I had some, but I didn't have too many tough ones. I was lucky to have like an overall good childhood, which helped me, you know, have a solid foundation. And then I have always accepted my differences. I have been different. The way I was raised was different. I grew up in France not smoking, not drinking coffee, not drinking alcohol. I had a lot of social pressure, and most people would have the fear not to fit, so they would drink or they would take a cigarette or whatever, and I didn't. And I was pushed out of groups many times. I was bullied for that, but I was like, it doesn't matter. I want to live life in my own terms, and I have to live within society. I get that. But when I was in my early 20s, a friend of mine, her name is Isabelle, recommended me to read a book. It's a French book.
Okay.
It's called L'île des Gauchers d'Alexandre Jardin. It's the island of the lefties. And what the story is about...
The island of?
The lefties, the left-handed.
Okay.
So you know how the world is kind of
made for right-handed.
Yes. And this man, it's a novel, you know, it's not like a real me. He writes a novel of how the world could be if it was for left-handed.
Which are right-brained people, so more creative.
Yeah,
right?
and it's a novel, so it's not really too, you know, brainy.
Okay.
But the whole story comes to a place where he invents a life in an island in the Pacific, which, yes, I guess so. Which, funny enough, many people that read that book actually try to localize the island,
okay.
which I believe does not exist. It was an invention, but it's so attractive that you just hope it exists. And,
okay.
And on that island, people live their life differently. They live their love differently. They live in a different society, and it works, and it's different. And when I read that book, it was kind of like a ding-ding moment. I was maybe 22, I don't know, around that time.
That's exactly before you started traveling.
Before I left, and I was like, why can't I live the way I want? And listen, there's a cost. Emotional cost, financial cost.
You're away from your friends, your family.
Yeah. Friends, family, people don't always understand you. I pretty much sponsor myself through those travel, paid for visa, paid for trips, paid for accommodation. I was never a real expat where, you know, one time I got a corporate apartment for 2 months, but apart from that, it was a financial cost. You know, I would live in a castle if I didn't spend all that money traveling. But that was my choice.
You didn't have these experiences.
Yeah, it's all about experiencing. I think this is why we're in this life. We have to accumulate experiences and grow, and for me, being in one place wasn't my way of growing. It is for people, because you can be very solid in one place, have your foundation that allows you to be solid enough to explore in very different ways. It wasn't my way.
That was amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we conclude. If there's anything you want to say about anything to anyone, this is the moment. And I want to thank you for this conversation. I'm going to watch it again, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of things that I'm going to notice that I haven't noticed because I was trying to be locked in with you, but watching it again, I'm going to learn even more. This is all yours.
I guess I would say, to conclude on that, work on your fears, work on your ancestral fears, and start creating a life that you want.
Thank you, Johanna.
Thank you, Matteo.